Thanks so much for tuning in for our last instalment for 2018 of Homesales, Your Next Move. I'm Bradley Beer, CEO of the BMT Group, as well as an avid long-time property investor. We have a great show lined up for you this evening, and I'll share my experience from over 20 years of investing and knowledge in the property industry. If you're a first home buyer, investor, owner-occupier, or just love tuning into the show, there'll be something for you on the show today. So let's take a look at what's coming up on this episode. Tara Bradbury is back with her great roundup on all of what's going on in property this week. We'll interview Simon Cashman from Better Homes and Garden Real Estate, and another addition to our home sales buyer toolkit, Open Agent. So let's not waste a minute and let's cross through to Tara, who's standing by with the latest news.
Thanks, Brad. According to a new report from the Urban Land Institute and PwC, Melbourne is the best prospect in the Asian Pacific region for both investment and development. The report is based on the opinions of 350 real estate professionals, including investors, developers, lenders, brokers and consultants. Melbourne topped the ranking due to the fact its office supply pipeline is more constrained than Sydney's, with rapidly shrinking vacancies likely to provide upward movement in rent. Rental growth was listed as phenomenal in both Sydney and Melbourne across 2018. Analysis of ABS data Master Builders Australia has revealed new residential building work has declined by 1.8% for the quarter, but it's up by 4.5% for the year, which they believe is a positive sign. Surprisingly, the apartment and unit side of the market put in a strong performance and came close to surpassing its busiest quarter on record. Master Builders Australia Chief Economist Shane Garrett explained that the slight decline should not worry property investors. In fact, in some contexts, it could be a favourable thing.
Always great to get your perspective, Tara, and thanks again. I'll catch you in the new year. Now, there's an iconic Aussie brand that has entertained the nation. Over its 23 years of TV airtime, Better Homes and Gardens went from improvement projects for your home and garden to expanding its services to recipes and entertaining ideas, and now is entering the real estate market. If you've followed the show, then you're going to love my guest this week, Simon Cashman, who is the CEO of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. Hi Simon, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Brad. It's a pleasure to be here.
Better Homes and Gardens, an iconic Australian brand, well, international brand that I think most people recognise. Now, the foray into Better Homes and Gardens real estate for the Australasian market. Tell me a bit about it.
Well, the first standouts, I believe, initially is the reach that the existing brand has in Australia. 2.3 million people read it. It's Australia's #1 lifestyle magazine. 3.5 million people watch it. It's Australia's #1 lifestyle television show. And 7.5 million Australians engage in the brand every month anyway.
That's a good percentage of the country.
Yeah, 1 in 4 Australians already do engage in the brand with a 95% public awareness. So if you look at that and you were to bring a real estate brand to the market, it's certainly something you'd want to partner with. As a startup, they're pretty good stats to have. Seven West Media is our partner, again, the most recognised media brand in the country. So the synergy is there, and it makes sense to open up a real estate brand under that umbrella.
Better Homes and Gardens, obviously the iconic brand is your starter, but points of difference. Where will you focus?
Franchise at our core, no doubt. But I think one of the big standouts, and if you engage with the history of the US and the success that Sherry Chris, who's the global president, has brought the brand, is that we are a lifestyle first brand. But above that, we are a media brand. And we make no bones about it that we do call ourselves a real estate lifestyle media brand. There is no other brand in the country that actually make that statement. And you talk about our points of difference. Well, our points are the fact that we will be engaged in the show and the magazine. Magazine and the show is already, as I said, one of the most trusted in the country. So as I introduce myself to people as, hi, I'm Simon Cashman from Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate, their common response is, oh, gee, I love your show and I love your magazine.
And it's not even your show.
I haven't said anything apart from just introduce myself to these people. So I mention that to people that are looking at joining us, the agents in particular, and I say, imagine if you could just introduce yourself to someone and they are already welcoming you into their homes, and they have been for 23 years for the show, or they have been for over 45 years, or 43 years to be exact, in the magazine. It's a great way to cross the threshold into someone's house when you're already the number one lifestyle brand and the most trusted. So yes.
And in the door.
You're already in the door.
So I think the days of take a few photos, put the property online, hope it sells, are probably changing as time goes on, and styling, I think, is probably an important part of that, and sort of fits along with that brand.
It does, yes, absolutely. Julia Zayeta is the editor-in-chief for the magazine, and she will tell you what they do is they take someone's dream with their house and they turn it into a home. Throughout the magazine every month, there's editorial, there's tips, and there will be editorial and real estate tips brought to you by Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. So we're aligning with everything they do and everything they talk about how to style a home. Tara Dennis will show you what colour to use to paint your daughter's room for spring, or what colourful cushions you should have in your new summer house. So they're already styling, so we will certainly follow that lead. And when we style or photograph or video our homes, you'll find that it will be very much aligned with how the magazine and the show is already talking. It's very hard for anyone to sustain a number one status. And here is a program and a brand that has done so for many years, so they're getting something right. Yeah.
Simon, a lot of changes in the property market of late. We've had the royal commissions with the banks making it pretty hard to lend money. Transaction volumes are down a little. You've got some things to navigate in the early stages of a real estate brand. How do you propose to navigate some of these things?
I think some of our key points of difference for not only the homeowner but certainly the investor, and the show and the magazine do this so beautifully, is they can teach you how to bring more value and worth to the property. If we just concentrate on the property itself, forget the dream and the emotion behind it, you can increase the value of a property by listening to what they are talking about on the show. Jason, who's the landscaper on the show, talks frequently about how to improve your front yard. So what is that going to do? That's going to improve the value of the property, whether from a ongoing leasing perspective. Certainly landlords want to improve the value of their properties equally as much as someone who wants to sell it. So a lot of our agents in both property management and in sales will be approaching the home with a vested interest of their own, and their task will be to not only letterbox drop or do the like of how much I've sold or how much I've leased, but actually talk about how they can improve the value of the property for the person. So long term, you may wish to reach a better yield, or long term, you may wish to sell the property. So that will be a key point of difference I think we have, because we can always talk about our alignment with the recent magazine last month, or did you watch the most recent episode of the show where we talked about X? So I think that is a great way we can springboard off the brand that we've aligned with.
I'm an investor, Simon, and what I'm after is to make money from these properties. And street appeal helps with my valuations, helps with my increasing my rental returns with better tenants and more choice of tenants. So
well, you want a better home, don't you? So
better home, whether it's a rental.
There's a nice little plug there, mate.
Or otherwise, good plug. So Simon, you've recently been through a launch around a bunch of the country.
Indeed.
So what's next?
Well, yeah, recently, you're right, a huge launch in Sydney, Brisbane and Melbourne. What's next is to manage the inquiry we're having, and that is to grow the office network across the country. We intend to launch or open up a number of offices early in the year, and at this rate we're heading certainly along that path. So watch this space. There'll be plenty of talk and promotion. We are very confident. And we also have that beauty of being able to leverage off a national reach. So normally in real estate it's very difficult to get out nationally. We've got a show to be able to do that for us and a magazine to be able to do that for us as well. So yeah, we're very confident we're going to grow. We're going to start getting more people involved in it from a corporate level as well. But yeah, the sky's the limit with Better Homes and Gardens.
Well, it'll be really interesting, Simon, to see the meshing, which we haven't really seen quite the same way in Australia, where you've taken an iconic brand first and then actually made it into and backed real estate off the back of it. So after many years that I've been in this industry, it'll be really interesting to see how it goes. So I wish you all the best.
Thanks for the opportunity.
When you're looking to buy a property, there's a lot to consider. PropCalc, the new tool from homesales.com.au, can help. This one-of-a-kind research tool allows you to input purchase costs as well as ongoing expenses, so you can accurately calculate how much it will cost to own your property. Plus, you can upload photos and notes about multiple properties and compare property results to make an informed purchase decision. All this information moves seamlessly from your desktop to the app, so you have all the information you need on the go. Use homesales.com.au and our one-of-a-kind tool PropCalc to access the most comprehensive property data on the market. Homesales.com.au, your next move.
If you're looking to invest in property, take care. There's no regulation in the property investment space, which means that anyone can call themselves a property investment advisor and help you to buy what could be the worst investment of your life. If the advisor you're talking to also happens to be able to sell you a property or introduce you to someone who can, I suggest you walk away. It's simply not possible to be independent when you're acting for both the investor and the seller. Destiny is an independent property advisor who can help you to build a sound and profitable portfolio of properties, no matter where you live, and we work exclusively for you.
To find out more, go to destiny.com.au and click on What We Offer, or call us on 1300 My Destiny.
Destiny, helping Australian property investors for more than 23 years.
Now, as you know, over the past weeks, I've brought to you a lot of great little tips and tools for property buyers, and this week is no exception. OpenAgent.com.au has great property investing tools and vendor tools. They're not just your average agent directory. When investing, sometimes you'll find you may not only be buying, but selling too. With analytics at their very core, OpenAgent help you to find the best agent in the suburb you're selling in, and have a great tool to assist you in comparing agents that are available to you. Choosing an agent is a critical decision in the selling process, and it's essential that your agent complements you, your aspirations, and your expectations. With additional resources such as agent fees and the handy cost guide, you'll have access to everything you need to know about commissions and the costs of selling your home. Have you ever wondered how much marketing and advertising is? Preparing for hidden costs is important when budgeting for sale. There are guides explaining the real estate fees, additional fees, some negotiation tips, and some costing tips. Their commission calculator helps you to calculate the average real estate commission in your area and helps you to work out what that means in real dollars based on your expected sale price. This will benefit you by making sure you pay the right commission and maximise your sale. Well, that's it for this evening. If you enjoyed the show today, remember that you can watch the most recent episodes on demand. My Property TV is the place to go to get all your property education. As it's the last episode for the year, I wish you a great festive season.